As we say goodbye to 2022, let's look back at 3 big whoppers that Justin Trudeau told this year. I know when he's talking, he's lying, but I think these are the really, really big ones. One of Justin Trudeau's early, but I think one of the most enormous lies he told was that 90% of truckers in Canada were vaccinated. And so his new cross-border vaccine mandate, the thing that sparked widespread protests and fomented the Freedom Convoy to Ottawa, well, it would only harm 10% of truckers, as though individual rights don't matter if your bad ideas only hurt a few people. Remember this?
To the nearly 90% of truckers across the country who've gotten vaccinated, who continue working hard to keep us fed and keep our economy moving, thank you. Truckers have tough jobs. Long hours on the road, days away from their families. Real challenges, particularly over the past 2 years, as they've continued to step up to put food on our shelves and on our tables, to support us with life-saving medication and supplies. We have relied on you, and you can rely on us to continue to stand with you and allow you to do your jobs safely. Almost 90% of you are doing exactly that, right? Exactly that. And we thank you deeply for everything you've done. The behavior on display this weekend does not represent you.
But, friends, as Maury Povich is so famous for saying,
the lie detector test determined that was a lie.
Or rather, the Trucker Commission did. Justin Trudeau's use of a counter-terrorism law called the Emergencies Act to put an end to the aforementioned peaceful anti-COVID demonstration after 3 weeks of holding a slightly inconvenient street party in Ottawa, well, it's currently being examined by the Public Order Emergency Commission, what we call the Trucker Commission here at Rebel News. The Deputy Prime Minister, Chrystia Freeland's notes were submitted as evidence, and it's clear she knew that the cross-border restrictions could affect 30 to 50% of truckers in this country that cross the border. That one enormous lie sparked a protest that ultimately inspired the world and revealed Justin Trudeau to the world as the foppish, shallow, vanity-driven idiot that we know him to be, a man who invoked a wartime law on his own citizens because of bouncy castles, hot tubs, and street hockey and horn honking. Okay, next whopper. Of course, on the same topic, Justin Trudeau says that he supports the rights of peaceful protesters to protest their own governments. Listen to this.
Canadians are watching very closely. Obviously, everyone in China should be allowed to express themselves, should be allowed to share their perspectives and indeed protest. We're going to continue to ensure that China knows we'll stand up for human rights, we'll stand with people who are expressing themselves. We also need to make sure that China and places around the world are respecting journalists and their ability to do their job.
Oh, yeah? Take a look at how Justin Trudeau supports the rights of peaceful protesters in his own backyard, quite literally.
Hey, stand down! Oh my gosh! Oh my goodness!
Justin Trudeau's the only prime minister who's ever used the Emergencies Act, and he didn't use it for its intended purposes of fighting actual terrorism or sedition or an act of war. Instead, he used it on people whose worst crimes were counseling to commit mischief or possibly mischief. The crimes of bringing gas and firewood into a street party, honking horns, and saying, "Hold the line."
So what's your response then if you do get arrested, if you're the next person that police do arrest?
I'd love it if you'd speak louder.
She wants to know what my response would be if I get arrested.
What's the response? Hold the line!
Hold the line.
Now, another big fat lie from Justin Trudeau, he said his new expanded gun ban from just handguns to any center-fire semi-automatic rifle and any rifle or shotgun capable of receiving a magazine of 5 or more rounds was definitely not an attack on hunting in this country.
We need to make sure that guns that are designed to kill the largest number of people as quickly as possible have no place in Canada. And we're going to continue to move forward with that in a strong and smart way. We'll continue to listen to Canadians. We're not going after hunting rifles or shotguns.
Even though it outlaws millions of hunting rifles, and if you look in your gun cabinet and realize all of your guns are banned, and you mention it, well, friends, now you're guilty of misinformation.
So what we're looking at right now is where to make sure that that line is right, to keep communities safe, to ban military-style assault weapons, and to ensure that we're not going after shotguns and rifles that are primarily used for hunting. It's a complex issue. It's made more challenging by the fact that the Conservative Party is in the pockets of the gun lobby and trying to spread disinformation and scare everyone as much as possible. We are focused on going after certain guns that have no place in Canada, and we are not going after shotguns and rifles. And that is the work that is going on right now to look at that list in the amendment that we put forward. But we will continue to move forward with our commitment on banning assault-style weapons. Understand that there are concerns by hunters and farmers that we're going after their shotguns and rifles. We are not.
Now let's just set aside sports shooters and recreational hobbyists like myself. Let's ignore them for the sake of argument. Are the people who make a living harvesting animals off the land using firearms lying about how Justin Trudeau's hunting rifle ban will hurt them? Here's the Fur Institute of Canada. Ironically, people the Canadian government uses as experts and testers for the humane harvesting of fur-bearing animals, telling the federal government that their guns are being banned and their industry is being harmed. I mean, who are you going to believe? Justin Trudeau, the idiot who offloads his own security onto armed guards, or the people whose very livelihoods depend on hunting rifles? Friends, it was very tough picking just 3 big Justin Trudeau lies today. This video could have gone on forever, but it is the holidays and you have better things to do, and so do I, than get mad at Justin Trudeau one last time. Enjoy your families. Thanks for sticking with us through a very treacherous 2022. Here's to a freer 2023 from my family to yours. And on behalf of the journalistic team here at Rebel News, thank you for your continued support, both moral and financial. We couldn't do any of this without you. Happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's. For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn-Reid. You know what? Why don't you start off 2023 right with a subscription to Rebel News Plus? Just go to rebelnewsplus.com to get access to all of our premium paywalled content early and ad-free. That's rebelnewsplus.com.